up everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Tierney. If you're new here, hello and welcome. And I've already sort of filmed an intro to this video like months ago when I filmed the other clips, but I was like really rushed because I was in the car right about to go into work. And so I figured I'd just redo the intro considering I am actually doing it this week. I am going to be reading my coworkers' favorite books that they've ever read. If you don't know, I work at a Barnes & Noble, so like all my coworkers work at Barnes & Noble, and I picked 3 people. I picked Sabi, Deja, and Inez to tell me what their favorite book is and why it was their favorite book, and I'm now going to read them. I'm pretty excited. They're all books that I've well, 2 of them I've heard of. One has been on my radar because I have the physical copy of it. The one is a sci-fi book. I don't know how I feel about, I'm not a big sci-fi person. Then the other one I've never heard of, but I'm really excited to get into it. This video is super late. I filmed the clips you're about to see probably in like February or March, but then like school got in the way and I got very busy and could not like sit down and read or film or do anything for like a very for long periods of time. So here we are. So yeah, I'm going to redo Sabi's intro right now because I rewatched that back and I was like, wow, I'm so cringy and I was so nervous to film in front of her. So sorry, Sabi, I'm so sorry that I was really awkward and I don't know, I could not like figure out words and I'm very sorry. But anyway, so I'm going to insert the clips here after this little intro of Sabi. Sabi is a senior bookseller like myself and she is absolutely incredible. She really knows her stuff. She has fantasy, sci-fi, graphic novels, manga, she knows her stuff and she is so good. She has been with the company for 3 years now and she is just amazing and great. And yeah, I'm going to now insert all of the clips that I filmed back in February-ish, and then I will be back to talk to you more about the books I'm going to read. It's like an interview. It's like, hi. Okay. Hi, I'm here with Sabi. I don't know what that is. My first person. All right, so Sabi, what is your favorite book you've read?
Well, I have a favorite series. So the Locked Tomb series, which is by Tamsin Muir. It's fantastic. If you like, you know, sci-fi, fantasy, it's like the perfect combination of both. So the only like sci-fi thing I want to say is that the setting is in space. Okay. So it's in this gothic, the first book is in this gothic mansion in space. And you have these different houses that have to come here because it's like this competition to become the right hand of God. Yeah, it sounds a lot. It sounds like a lot. But once you get into it, man, is it good. Because it kind of starts then going into like a murder mystery. Like something is in this castle. It's hunting each house. People are dying and they're like, it's like a time situation of like they're running out of time. But then it so that's the first book, and then later on it becomes just like so much more, and you're like, how did the author think of this? Because everything connects throughout the 3 books that there are right now, and you're just like, wow, like how did a person even come up with this?
Are there gonna be more, or is it just 3?
There's 4 books.
There's 4 books.
Mm-hmm. The 4th one is coming soon, hopefully. But yeah, it's my favorite. It's my favorite series. It's not for everyone, you know, like if you have not read fantasy yet, you know, I mean, no, actually just go into it. It's better to be confused.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's amazing. It's fantastic.
Why is it your favorite?
Well, it was one of the books that got me back into reading, which is crazy because, like I just said, if you're not a big reader, you shouldn't read it. But that's not like you should, because I did this. And I was really confused. And I was looking up words like 75% of the time. But when I like even past that, I don't even care about that. Like that didn't deter me, you know? And then afterwards, it was just like, wow, yeah, this is amazing. And then after that, I just started reading a lot more, and everything I've read, like nothing has really like come close to like my love for the characters and the setting and the humor in the book. It's just really good.
Good.
But yeah.
Okay.
So.
Do you have any other recommendations for them?
If you want like something that's kind of, so it's a bunch of different novellas, sci-fi, and they're like maybe 100-something pages each book, and kind of lighthearted, kind of wholesome, very funny. It's called The Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells. Love that series. It's fantastic.
I like that you're giving me sci-fi recs because I never read sci-fi.
Yeah,
so
I'm here for you guys. Okay?
Savvy has all the knowledge on sci-fi.
Yes.
Like everything.
Sci-fi, fantasy. You're the romance side.
I am.
I'm for the people that
doesn't want the romance.
That want something past that, something beyond that. But yeah, I would say those two series are really good. And for the second series, Murderbot Diaries, that's great for anybody to read. Like if they want to just even get into sci-fi, it's not like super dense or heavy. It's just like wholesome. It's about this like android who becomes sentient and he's kind of socially awkward. So they just want to watch their TV shows and not interact with people, but they have to because they were hired to like protect these group of people. It's really good because then they have like a lot of internal monologue of just being like, humans, they're so dumb, but I love them. Like I have to protect them. It's really good. But yeah, I would say those two series are really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything else to anybody?
Enjoy reading and don't be intimidated by the size of a book, because a lot of the times if you really like it and if it's really good, the size of the book won't matter because you'll just kind of get lost in it. So yeah. And scene.
Ew, hate it.
Well, also the lighting kind of sucks, but you know.
Hate everything about this.
So you should have seen my head yesterday with Savvy because I feel like I looked awful.
I literally don't think you could look awful ever. I love being awkward. I don't know how you do this.
It's really awkward. I get really nervous.
You do great.
Especially in front of new people doing it.
You're doing great.
It's day 2 of asking people. So this is Deja.
Hello.
She is a senior bookseller here. And how long have you been here with us?
4.5, almost 5 years.
Okay, so what's your favorite book you've read?
Under the Whispering Door by T.J. Klune.
And why is that?
Because 1, gay. 2, so sad, but like happy, heartfelt sad. It'll make you cry and reevaluate your whole life.
Are they all connected or no? Those like
No.
all, or are they just?
So I've only read Under the Whispering Door. House of Serenity I've not read, but I don't think they're connected at all. I haven't read the Puppet one either. But Under the Whispering Door is, do I spoil it? I mean, it's not a spoiler. It's basically like...
Well, okay, spoilers. If
it's not a spoiler. Think Scrooge energy of a man who dies and then meets this golden retriever man who sells tea and makes him be like, you know, I was a shit person, but now I'm not. But added a lot of cute, and there's a dog.
Oh, I thought you were recording. I was like, oh.
She is!
You want to come say hi?
I thought it was for our TikTok, and I was like, you can't say shit on our TikTok.
No!
It's for my personal
like, I can't
YouTube.
say
Oh!
We were so good that she would know we were recording.
I'm sorry.
Alright, that's basically it. So,
Goodbye.
we'll see you when we do the next person.
Oh my god, this is exciting. This is a nice camera. I'm excited.
Just got it for me. Okay, we're back, and I'm with Inez now, and she's our assistant store manager, and yeah. How long have you been here with the company?
Working on 8 years.
I feel like I'm the one with like the least, like that's like a manager position, but like the least amount of time.
That means you're really good.
I think I am.
That's what it means.
So, what is your favorite book you read?
My favorite book I've read, I think I'm gonna say, the title is Nothing Burns as Bright as You, and it's by Ashley Woodfolk. It is a YA fiction book, but it's a novel in verse. I got my hands on the ARC, and I was like, let me give it a go, because when I get ARCs, I don't always read them. I just hoard them and then donate them. But I read this one, and it was absolutely beautiful. I think it's like the most beautiful book I've ever read. I would say it's a love letter to black young girls, queer young girls, coming of age story. It talks about mental health. It talks about first love and breakups. And it was like, it reads as a poem. And I'm not really a poem girl, but I ate that book up. It was beautiful. And it goes quick because it reads like a poem, novel in verse. And
So it's like it's short.
yeah, it's a quick read. I think I read it maybe over like 2 days. I took it with me on vacation and I had a good time. And I'm trying to read it again, but I'm stopping myself because I should read books that I haven't read. But Nothing Burns as Bright as You by Ashley
I'll
Woodfolk.
put a picture over my face.
Oh! Yes, she is a YA writer and she writes other books. And I've heard her name mentioned more so because she is a part of the collection of Black YA authors that wrote Whiteout and Blackout. So that's how most people know of her. I haven't heard much conversation of like her solo projects, and that one is stunning.
Perfect. Thanks. Hey guys, okay, I'm in South Carolina now and we are going to be starting this reading vlog. I have 2 of them on my Kindle and the one I have a physical copy of because I've had it forever and I just haven't read it yet. So that'll be one thing off my physical TBR, which is really, really, really exciting. Okay, I'm going to be starting with Inez's pick, which is Nothing Burns as Bright as You by Ashley Woodfolk. You can see it there, and then I have Gideon after. But yeah, I'm gonna start with that one because I've been reading a lot of fantasy lately, and this is the one that's not a fantasy sci-fi book out of the 3 that I'm reading for this vlog. So yeah, we're gonna start with this one. It is, as she said, written in prose and everything. So yeah, we're gonna start with Inez's and I'll update you throughout reading it. But yeah, first book of the vlog, reading vlog, and of vacation. Really, really excited. I'll update you when I read some of it. Reading update, it's now Tuesday. I filmed the last clip you probably saw on Sunday, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Sunday, because it was Sunday and then yesterday was Monday and we were at Charleston all day. And I haven't read a single thing. But today and the rest of the week is all beach days and relaxing, and so I will definitely be reading these next few days, and I'm going to start literally right now because I need to at least start the book that I said I was gonna read and like the other ones so that way I could go through them. I don't think this first one is that long, so I feel like I can get through it pretty quickly, and it's on my Kindle, so it's a lot easier to read and bring around. So we're gonna do that right now and start reading, and we'll update you with thoughts throughout, and hopefully I finish and this will be a good reading vlog for you guys. Okay, we're gonna start reading now. What's up everyone? Reading update. I finished Nothing Burns as Bright as You last night, but it was really late, so that's why I didn't like update anyone because then I went right to bed. But I didn't get to really update you throughout like filming it or like throughout reading it because I was reading most of it at the beach, so I didn't really want to take my camera out while I was reading at the beach because it was sandy and windy and it would have just been a lot to try and update you throughout. But I did finish it. I'm gonna be giving it 3 stars. It's not because I didn't like it. I did like it. It was really good and it was so beautifully written and it was something I've never read before like that, and just like the way she used her words to describe the like love and how teenagers basically feel when they're in love, and then like also going through the whole process of like her first like girl she's in love with. It was very, very powerful and emotional, and I definitely think people should read it, especially if you are having these same feelings and you don't know how to express yourself in a way toward other people. Hello everyone, I'm so sorry. I was in the middle of talking about Nothing Burns as Bright as You because I just finished it, and my camera died and I let it charge for the rest of the day and didn't do anything or film anything really yesterday. We were just at the beach and dinner, so didn't really get to finish explaining what I thought of the book. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I gave it a 3 stars. It was good and I liked it. That doesn't, just because I gave it a 3 stars doesn't mean I didn't like it. It just wasn't like a 5-star or one of those 4 stars that make me love it, if that makes sense. But I definitely think it is a book that you should read. Like, teenagers should definitely read. She wrote beautifully about love and depicting what it feels like to be in love as a teenager, and I really, really liked that part of it. And I guess, I don't know, the main character seemed to just like bother me a little bit just because of how like obsessed she seemed with the other girl, and I guess that kind of tracks because teenagers, like, their emotions are very heightened at that age and like they don't really know a whole lot to go off of, if that makes sense. But I can understand why this is Inez's favorite, and I did like it. But yeah, so anyway, yesterday when we were at the beach, I started Deja's favorite book, which is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I couldn't get this one on my Kindle. It's not on Kindle Unlimited, otherwise I would be reading it on my Kindle. I only read a chapter, and then I was like, I should probably read the back, because I've never actually read the back, and I just bought it when it came out with the really pretty sprayed edges. And I just knew people loved it, and that's all I went based off of. I never actually knew what it was about. But I'm excited to get more into it. I'm hoping to read a lot more of it today. I'm hoping the beach isn't that windy today to read, because I don't like reading physical books on the beach if it's like windy, because then they kind of get ruined, and I don't like when my books get like ruined. So anyway, yeah, that's my reading update. Don't really know what else to say, but I will update you while I'm reading this one, because I'm really excited to figure out this book and why it's Deja's favorite. So I will see you guys very, very shortly. Here, kind of. We leave at 4 to go to the airport, but I just want to update you on reading. I am on page 163, which is chapter 10 of The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune, which is Deja's favorite book. I like it so far. It's very interesting. I am intrigued to find out what happens, and I want to know what happens to these kids. The only thing is that these chapters are really, really long, and I'm not a big long chapter person. I would rather have short chapters, because I feel like a story that goes faster and I read more, if that makes sense. But like the chapters are at least 15 pages, at least. The one I just read was like 22, so that's a little hard, but we're getting through it, and I am liking it so far. It's different than what I've read about, and like I was kind of like I don't know about it at first, but I understand like kind of like the message where, what's it called? I literally had this thought in my head like a minute ago and I can't think right now. The main character is kind of annoying, getting me like, not annoyed, but like kind of annoyed and like mad, because like he wants to do good for these kids, but then at the same time he's also judging them just like everyone else has been judging them, but then we'll go and be like, no, these kids deserve more. And I'm like, but you're exactly like them, so that's frustrating. You're like exactly like everyone else that they fear, or that like, you know, if you've read it, you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I will keep you updated on what I continue to read. This vlog will obviously continue when we are home, because I have one more book to read for it, but we are getting there. I'm going to continue to read, and I'll update you guys shortly. Hello, why? I'm back home, obviously, from vacation, but I did just finish House in the Cerulean Sea yesterday. Yesterday was May 30th, I finished it, finally, and I gave it a 4.57, oh no, what? A 4.5 stars. It was so cute, and I absolutely adored this book. It's considered fantasy, but it's like a cozy fantasy, I would say, because there's not a lot of like crazy stuff happening, but like the children are mythical creatures, and it was just so heartwarming and cute, and I fell in love with all the children. Oh my goodness, I just loved it. It was so good. I can't wait to read like more from this author. I'm really interested to see what the other books are about, if they're kind of like the same premise or not, because the other one's Under the the second one is Under the Whispering Door, but I don't know if it's like connected at all. I have it, so I definitely recommend reading this if you haven't yet and you've been like putting it off. It's just so good. The only reason it didn't get like a full 5 stars is because of how long the chapters were and how it took a little bit to get into. Like, I was like reading it and I was like, okay, what's gonna happen? Like, it like took a minute to get into, and the chapters were at least 15 to 20 pages each, which at like one point you don't even realize it anymore that they're very long because you're just kind of engrossed in the story. But it was so good. I can understand why Deja really liked it. It was just so heartwarming, and the theme and the message like of this book was just so good and so well done. It was incredible. So yeah, 4.5 stars. Go definitely check this out. So now next, I had to charge my Kindle, so I couldn't start Gideon in the Ninth, but that is now my next read that I will be reading. It is on my Kindle, so that is Sabby's pick. So yeah, we're gonna now start doing that one. See you guys soon. Hey, okay, just wanted to update you on where I am on Gideon in the Ninth. I'm only on chapter 3, but it's interesting. It's considered a sci-fi, but there's also, I feel like, some like fantasy elements. Like when I'm reading it, I can picture it in like a fantasy world, but then they say something about like, oh, there's so many different planets, so it's definitely sci-fi and not fantasy. And the names are really hard to like read a little bit. They're like really long names, and I'm still trying to like grasp the world and what's like happening. But I am right now picturing like the main character Gideon as Aelin Galanthinius from Throne of Glass. Like, I don't know why, just her whole demeanor gives off Aelin vibes. Like maybe when, I don't know, I'm just like, huh, like just the way she was introduced and like the way she like handled herself in the 2 chapters I've read so far. It just, I don't know why, I just was picturing Aelin. Oh well. But yeah, I'm just nervous that this book is gonna make me feel stupid, or like, because I feel like sci-fi books are a lot more wordy and like world building I don't know if that makes sense, but I am intrigued about what's gonna happen, because it just starts off like you're in the story. They didn't like do a lot of backstory on anything, which I like. I like when it just kind of throws you in there and then you just kind of figure out what's going on throughout the books. We're gonna continue reading some of this and I'll update you throughout. This book is, I think, the longest of the 3 books in this vlog. This one's over 400 pages, but I'm reading it on my Kindle, so it shouldn't feel too crazy. So yeah, I will keep you updated and let you know my thoughts on this book. Let the reading begin. Alright, need to give you a reading update of Gideon the Ninth. I'm on page 178, chapter 16. It's good so far. It's gotten better and easier to read. After you get through part 1, part 2 is like so much easier to read. Like, yeah, part 2 is a lot easier to read, and I told Sabby that I'm reading it and she freaked the fuck out that I'm reading like her favorite book. She's obsessed with this book series, and I told her like what part I'm at, and then she was like, oh shit's about to hit the fan, you're about to get, like, oh my gosh, so much stuff's about to happen. So I was like, okay, cool. So now it's like we're gonna get some like really big action-packed stuff, I guess, happening soon. So yeah, that's my update. This reading vlog's taking a little longer than I anticipated, but that's okay because I wanted to read all 3 of them books. So I'll update you again when I read more of this book and see what happens. I know I just updated you, but I just finished that chapter and now I'm on to Act 3, and that just took a turn. I was just like not expecting that at all. I was just, like, that last sentence, I was just like, wait, what? I like wasn't expecting that at all. Okay. I feel like this is gonna get really intense now. Like, shit's gonna happen and it's gonna be insane, and I'm here for it. I'll keep you guys updated on what happens throughout this book. Oh my gosh. Bro, oh my gosh. I just got to Act 4 of Gideon the Ninth, and bro, so many people are dying, and I don't know who to trust. I don't know what's going on, but like I can't stop reading. Like, there's so many people dying, and you're like, what the fuck? And you don't know who to trust that's in this house. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to text Abby and be like, what the fuck? Because this is going insane. I'm on page 289. I'm 59% through. I still have 40% left of this book. Like, what? I thought I had theories, and now I'm literally just not even thinking about it. I'm just letting the book take me because I don't want to try and think about it. because then I know whatever I'm thinking is probably not gonna happen. So, oh my gosh. All right. Okay, I'm gonna update you when I read more. And yeah, okay. Cool. It's the next day, I'm still reading. This book just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Like, I don't know what to expect. Like, I think one thing and then something else happens. I can't trust anyone in this book. Everyone keeps dying, and like the way the Kindle is set up, it's like it leads up and then like the last sentence is on like the last page of the chapter, and then that's the one that just like gets you, and you're like, you're not expecting it, and you're this book is very good so far, but I guess I'm not like expecting anything, or like I'm always shocked when something happens because I'm not like really thinking about it. Like I'm trying not to like put pieces together, and even if I tried to put pieces together, I would not be doing a good job because this is just all over the place, but it's very, very good. So that's the update. I'll update you again soon. I feel like I'm updating you guys more with this book than I did with any of the other books. That's my bad, but just like just crazy stuff's happening, and like my emotions are just going on everywhere. All right, I'll update you again shortly. Update. I just finished Getting in the Ninth on my Kindle, and it was a whirlwind of stuff going on. Sorry if you hear my AC. Yeah, I read it on my Kindle. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. So it was very good. Couple things, I think I would have preferred to read the physical book rather than my Kindle, because in the beginning of the book it explains all the different houses and who's in what house and like how to pronounce their names and everything. So it would have been nice to like go back and forth during part 1 of the book to remember who's who and all the names, because you're getting introduced to so many characters at once that you can't always remember what's going on. But then after that it was fine, like reading it, like I was able to understand. Pretty sure I said that. And then also at the back of the book, I didn't know, was a whole glossary of like what words meant and what their like meanings were and everything, and that would have also been helpful if I knew that, to have the physical book to go back and forth, because I had no idea what some of these words meant. And then the fact that there was a glossary at the end of the book would have made it a lot easier for me to understand what was going on. Yeah, because I'm not a big sci-fi person, so this is like my first real sci-fi book, even though it's like a sci-fi fantasy kind of book. It's like both, but there's a lot of sci-fi elements. It was more sci-fi than fantasy. And the last like 60 pages were also a little confusing for me, because it felt like there was a bunch of like multiple scenes happening at the same time, and like nothing was like finishing. Like, okay, so spoiler, there's like a whole big fight scene at the end, and so many things are happening at once that I was kind of lost. Like I didn't know what was really going on until like the last like 40 pages. Then like it was back to like I could, like they were focusing in on one scene and I could understand it more, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway. I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars though, because overall it was really, really good, and I'm actually very intrigued to like continue on with this series. There are 2 more books that are published, and then 1 more book is coming out, so it'll be a 4-book series. But yeah, just because I was like confused at some points, that's why it's not a 5 stars for me, because I was confused. But I think if I reread it a second time, I would definitely understand more, and I would be able to pull more out of it, because I've already read it the first time, and then the second time I'll be able to like more focus on the parts that I didn't understand that much, if that makes sense. But yeah, I would definitely recommend reading it not on a Kindle. I would read the physical copy of this kind of book, because you'll be able to go back and forth easier, and with a Kindle you can't really do that, because you're literally like on whatever page you're on, and then like if you want to go back you have to like, it's a lot to just try and go back and do that. But yeah, that is going to conclude this first ever reading vlog. It took way longer than I thought it was gonna take because this book took a little while and I just didn't get to reading the books until months later than I made the first part of this video, so that's my bad, but I'm gonna try and do more reading vlogs and try and get them done quicker. This was my first one, so it was like a test drive of like how I'm going to possibly do them. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope I gave you some insight on some books that you might not have read before, or gave you like some recommendations based off of this video. Comment down below which book out of the 3 you are most intrigued to read if you have not read any of them, or if you have read them, which one's your favorite, because I would love to know. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below for more bookish fun videos. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye!